Hi, this is for you, Vince. Great video, Shizulu. A great Christian, Shizulu, made this video yesterday about John 8:58 to prove the deity of Christ. Now John 8:58, which really confuses Jehovah's Witnesses, is where Jesus said, before Abraham existed, I am. The New World Translation, the Apostate Bible, says, before Abraham I came into existence, which gives the immediate mindset that Jesus Christ was created. No, he was not. The Koine Greek of John 8:58 says, Ego eimi. Ego eimi. I am. The modern Greek, ego ibacho. I already was. There's no hint there of a past tense, as the New World Translation says. In both the Koine Greek, ego eimi, and in the modern Greek, ego ibacho, which means I already was, not came into existence. Very good video, Vince. I want to take you now to a very powerful passage in, if we can find it, hang on a minute. It's in the book of John. If you look at John chapter 12, we'll look at verse 37 onwards, and something struck me today which I've not noticed before. John chapter 12, verse 37. Even after Jesus had done all these miraculous signs in their presence, they still would not believe him, even the miracles. This was to fulfill the word of Isaiah the prophet, Lord, who has believed our message, and to whom has the arm of the Lord been revealed? For this reason they could not believe, because, as Isaiah says elsewhere, he has blinded their eyes and deadened their hearts, so they can neither see with their eyes, nor understand with their hearts, nor turn, and I would heal them. Interesting point now in verse 42 of John chapter 12. Yet at the same time many even among the leaders believed in him, in Jesus. But because of the Pharisees, they would not confess their faith, for fear they would be put out of the synagogue. For they loved the praise from men more than praise from God. How true that is today. How true that is. People won't throw their burdens on the Lord because they're afraid of losing family. Understandable, isn't it? There's going to come a time when everybody will have to stand before the Lord. The scriptures say that, it's not my words. Verse 44, interesting. And Jesus cried out, when a man believes in me, he does not believe in me only, but in the one who sent me. Now look at verse 45. When he looks at me, he sees the one who sent me. Jesus is saying, look at me and you see God. Too right, the divinity of Christ. Verse 47, as for the person who hears my words but does not keep them, I do not judge him. That's interesting, isn't it? Jesus is saying, I don't judge you. For I did not come to judge the world, but to save it. Now here's the point in verse 48. There is a judge for the one who rejects me and does not accept my words. So what's the judge? Okay, the judge is this. That very word which I spoke will condemn him at the last day. Powerful words. Let's go back over that, verse 45. Jesus cried out, when he looks at me, he sees the one who sent me. He's saying, take a look at this and you will see God. And when the disciples said, show us the Father, and Jesus said, have you not been with me long enough to realize who I am? He who has seen me has seen the Father. There was a case recently, a few years ago, where one of the Japanese car manufacturers was in tears in Japan. The head honcho, I think it was Toyota, I'm not sure, I can't remember, don't quote me, because there was massive failures in this particular car, and this guy in Japan was in tears, because Japanese are very emotional people, apologizing for all the things that have gone wrong in these hundreds of thousands of cars. Do you know what he did? He sent his own son across to correct matters. Yeah. Doesn't that remind you of Hebrews chapter 1? And we're starting Hebrews 1 verse 1. In the past, God spoke to our forefathers through the prophets at many times and in various ways. But in these last days he has spoken to us by his Son. Now notice this point. Whom he appointed heir of all things, and through whom he made the universe. The Son is the radiance of God's glory and the exact representation of his being, sustaining all things by his powerful word. You see, that Japanese head of the car industry in Japan knew that his son would inherit the business, and his son said, I'll go, Dad. Whatever the Japanese word for dad is, I don't know. I'll go and sort this out, because he one day would inherit that company. He felt responsibility. In the same way Jesus Christ came out of the Father. Doesn't it put it in the right perspective now? He's not Michael the Archangel, neither is he a created God. Let's go back to the Greek. The Koine Greek, ego emi, I am. And the modern Greek, ego ibacho, I always was. I got this from my a brother I'm very close to in the Lord through Holy Spirit, Andrew, on Muslim Christians 1. I think he might be doing his own video. But it's real pleasure to meet someone who is a Greek native speaker, not somebody like Frederick Franz, who had 2 years self-taught in Greek and composed, where is it? Oh, bear with me. There it is. After 2 years self-taught in Greek, he brought out in stages this, with the assistance of a spirit medium, Johannes Gruber. I'm very blessed and privileged to have a brother who is a natural Greek. The language that Jesus Christ spoke. You see how the devil has twisted things. Going back to the New World Translations, I came into existence. No, the Greek does not say that. That implies that Jesus Christ was created. No. Neither is he the firstborn of all creation. That's a bad translation. He is preeminence over all creation. That's what the Greek word means. Preeminence over it. He is not created. He came out of the Father as an expression of the Father. It's hard for us as humans to totally understand that. But what is really blasphemy is to make him out to be a created being, which the devil wants us to believe. I thought you might find quite interesting. And again, Vince Shizulu, great video, man. God bless you.